Hello, art people. We are going to get started with a new project today. This is going to be a really quick one-day art lesson because we just got back from a break. So we already did our slideshow with all the different rules. To remind you of all that, we're going to do a little project to go along with them. And then next time you come back, we'll get back to our normal art curriculum. But we want to do a little reteach of the rules lesson first. So this is called PAWS Pop Art. This is an example. It will look a little something like this. We're being inspired by Andy Warhol, specifically his artwork called the Maryland Diptych right here. And this is what we call pop art when it's really bright colors, simple shape, simple line. We're using oil pastels. I'd like to teach you about positive space real quick. The primary subject matter in a work of art as opposed to the background or unoccupied spaces. So positive space in this artwork would be this black area. And positive space in this artwork would be the white area. So there you go. You learned something new today. It's just the subject of a piece of art. So the positive space in this would be Marilyn Monroe herself. And this background area, that's the negative space. So the space around the subject. So we like to use that term in art a lot. And objectives and standards for art. You're learning that you can explore the oil pastel technique blending with fingers so that you can blend your oil pastel with your fingers for your PAWS pop art artwork. And you'll know you've got it when your PAWS pop art artwork is blended with your fingers. Almost done here. And I can write an informative text to examine a topic and convey ideas and information clearly. So I am going to have you guys write down the rules. So that you can write about each PAWS rules. And you'll know you've got it when I have written each PAWS rule clearly on my artwork. All right, so this is a picture of someone writing. This is a picture of someone blending with oil pastels. So that's what I'm teaching you today. Those are our objectives. Okay, so let me zoom out here. Thank you guys for listening to the objectives, the standards, all the stuff we're going to learn about. I really appreciate that. Now we can get started with our project. So if I have not already passed out this paper, I'll pause it, pass it out. Same with pencils. Alrighty, so we have our supplies. Let's get to it. So as you can see, I've kind of already done mine. Sorry, I was just so excited. I couldn't wait, but I'll walk you guys through it anyway. So first, let's fold the left over to the right. So everybody take the left side of your paper and bring it over to the right. And the trick is to just match up the top corners and the bottom corners. All right. And then I like to just hold it down with one hand and fold with the other. Very nice. And open that up. All right. So now you should have one line going through the middle. This is called a fold line here. Very good. And we'll do the same thing going from the bottom to the top. So go ahead and grab your bottom line and go up. Trying to get those corners to match up. And again, I like to hold it down with one hand and press with the other and go over a couple times so it's a nice crispy edge here. Okay, guys, good job. Now our artwork is in 4 equal parts. Now in the bottom right-hand corner, you guys already know the drill. The first thing you do is always the same. You pick up your pencil and what? Write your name. So go ahead and write your name in the bottom right corner. And you guys know, because you're 4th graders, that you need to write a 4 and your teacher's first letter of their last name in case this gets on the floor somewhere and I don't know where to put it. I'll know exactly where to put it if you put your class here. I'll be able to put it in your teacher's drawer. The drawer that I keep all of your class's artwork in. Awesome. Yay. Okay, so let's go ahead and start writing here our informative text. So what does the P stand? Raise your hand if you would like to share what the P stands for in PAWS. All right. If you said practice positivity, you are correct. So we're going to write practice positivity. We're just writing it in the very top, and we're going to write on the top and the bottom of each of these areas, and then we're going to draw a paw in the middle of each area. Okay, and what does that look like in art class? Raise your hand. It is be kind to the teacher And the, oh, it's okay if you have to go to the next line. Students. All right, yes. Remember, the teacher, me, writes these lessons, so if you don't like the art lesson, you need to keep that information to yourself because that's not nice to me. And you're going to be kind to the students by working quietly and silently. We also talk about that when we show respect. All right, but we're definitely not name calling or being rude to students in any way, shape, or form, even if it's joking, because I don't know who everybody's best friends is and who's everybody cool with and who everybody is not cool with. So you can't even pretend play. Like, you can't even just, be mean to your friends as a little joke, because I don't know everybody who all is friends and who's not friends. So keep all the teasing and the joking aside. Okay, what does the A stand for? Act responsibly. Act responsibly. And what does that look like in the art room? Stay on task the whole time. Stay on task the whole time. Okay? Yeah, if you are if you stop working, that's not being very responsible. That's not using your time wisely. You get 50 minutes every 4 days to do art, to learn about art, and to do art, and to come to art class, and you are going to be working the whole time. All right, now let's zoom out a little bit so we can see the bottom squares. Okay, and what does the W stand for? Work and play safe. You guys are doing awesome. Work and play safe. And what does that look like in art class? There's two things. Stay in your area. All of these are so that you guys stay in your area. If you need art supplies, you're supposed to turn your card red, and then I'll come up to you and I'll say, how can I help you? And you'll say, I need a pencil, or whatever it might be. You're not going to walk up to me and show me your artwork. If you want me to see your artwork, you turn your card yellow. You're not going to raise your hand to tell me you completed a mission. You're not going to get out of your seat and come up to me and say, I've completed my project. You're going to turn your card blue. I will bring everything to you. If you need a refill of a color, you just put your clip on your rainbow card, put the rainbow card on top, and that tells me I can go get that supply for you. You're staying in your area. I will get the things for you, or assign a student to get things for you. Okay, stay in your area and use the supplies how Mrs. McFarland does. Okay. You guys are not allowed to paint on your hands. You're not allowed to stab erasers, because I'm not going to paint my hands and I'm not going to stab erasers. Use the supplies how I do. I'm not throwing pencils, so you shouldn't be throwing pencils. That's not safe. I'm not standing on my chair, so you should not be standing on your chair. That is not safe. I'm not tossing erasers around. That's not safe. Okay, last one. You guys are doing fantastic. So proud of you. What does S stand for? Show respect. And let's put a little box around our name. Show respect. And what does that look like in the art class? Okay, number 1. Let go. Look. And listen. When the teacher is talking to us, you don't have to write the whole thing. And quiet or Silent when working. Okay. You are allowed to talk a little bit in art class, but you're not allowed to have a full-blown conversation in art class. So you can look up from your paper every once in a while, maybe tell your art neighbor, oh, I like the colors you're using, or tell your art neighbor, I've decided I'm going to add this to my artwork, or something like that, or will you please pass this, or are you done with that, or this is really fun, or this is interesting, or something like that. So I'm not going to yell at you if you talk a little bit. Talking a little bit is fine, but talking the whole time is not what we're doing here. It's not talking class, it's art class. A little talking is good. A lot of talking is not good. You're not going to learn anything if you talk the entire time. You can talk here and there and still learn something, but if you're talking the whole time, you're not going to learn anything. Okay. Also, it's very distracting to the other students. That's why it's show respect. This is how you show respect to me, is you let go, look, and listen. This is how you show respect to the other students, is you're either quiet or silent when working. Because honestly, we don't want to hear your whole conversation the entire class. We're trying to focus on art and trying to focus on the lesson. Okay, now we get to draw. So let's draw a paw up here. So I like to do my paws like a little rainbow line first. And then I like to slide out on both sides. And then I like to bring them together with a big curve. Like this. Now you can do your paws differently. That's just how I like to do the base of my paw. And then I like to do ovals. I usually do 4 or 3. Like that. So you don't have to draw your paw like that, but you can if you want. So I'll give you the tutorial again. I like to do a rainbow line. Curve down. Curve down. Big curve to connect it. And 4 ovals. Again. Rainbow line, curve down, big curve to connect it, and 4 ovals. One more. Rainbow line, curve down, big curve to connect, and 4 ovals. 2, 3, and 4. All right, you guys, that's it for this video. In our next video, we are going to color them with oil pastel. So I will go ahead and pick a child to pass out the oil pastels. You guys did a great job with the first part of this lesson. Thanks for listening.